Mr. DiLisi and the Little Grown-Ups, written by Peter Di Lisi. When Mr. DiLisi was visiting the kindergarten classroom, he was curious and wanted to see what all the children wanted to do when they got older, and all the things they would choose to be. So he asked them all to tell him, what would they be and how would they know? All the kids sat in a big circle, stood up one at a time, and told him so. Matthew wanted to be an artist, painting wonderful works of art, putting his paintings in fancy art galleries or people's houses just for a start. He knew he wanted to be an artist because he loved to paint and draw. There were so many things that he loved to do, but art was the best one of all. Evan wanted to be a firefighter so he could put out a burning flame. For Evan knew that playing with fire was dangerous, and it was definitely not a game. He can save and rescue people, or maybe a cat stuck up in a tree. He had a few jobs he could choose from, but being a firefighter is what he wanted to be. Marisa wanted to be a hairstylist because she loved cutting and styling hair. She would practice on her dog Scruffy, that sat nicely and didn't seem to care. She knew she wanted to be a hairstylist because she loved giving people new do's. Marisa could have picked many different jobs, but being a hairdresser was the only job she would choose. Mateo wanted to be a soccer player, getting goals by kicking the ball in the net. He knew he'd be a great player one day, and you can watch his games on the television set. Kicking the ball and playing soccer was so much fun, he could do it almost every day. Being a soccer player was his choice for one reason. It was a job that would let him go out and play. Jen wanted to be a ballerina. All the time she heard music, she wanted to dance. She would do her pirouettes around the classroom, and in the end go into a ballerina stance. She loved dressing up in those fancy outfits, wearing those tights and the pink tutu. There was nothing she'd rather do with her time. Being a ballerina is what she wanted to do. John wanted to be a rock and roll star, playing music for all those screaming fans. He would travel the world on tour, playing in his very own rock and roll band. John loved making his very own music with lyrics that came from the heart. He wanted this job to become famous, but playing music was the very best part. Diana wanted to be a zookeeper because she loved animals big and small. She loved it when she got to play with them, but taking care of them she loved most of all. Being a zookeeper, she would learn things about the animals, things that she could share with anyone that came near. When she thought what job would she enjoy the most, being a zookeeper seemed to be pretty clear. Peter wanted to be a magician, doing tricks by hiding things up his sleeves. He would perform amazing things for people watching, doing things that nobody could believe. He knew he wanted to be a magician because he loved doing magic in front of a big crowd. He picked being a magician because he liked the attention, especially when they would clap for him very loud. Andrea wanted to be a doctor, helping people that didn't feel very well, taking their temperature or giving them band-aids if they cut themselves when they fell. Andrea would love helping others feel better if they were sick or had a broken bone or two. So Andrea chose being a doctor because helping people feel better was what she wanted to do. Helen wanted to have her very own talk show, interviewing people short and tall. Helen loved seeing all the talented people, but chatting with them she loved most of all. She would interview interesting people on her show for the entire world to see. She would do her crazy dance in the beginning. That's why a talk show host is what she wanted to be. Now when Stephanie stood up to answer, Mr. DiLisi had no idea what she would say, because what Stephanie loved to do most was being in the classroom, learning something new each and every day. Stephanie also loved to teach others things to help them, things that they didn't know before. And when they learned something new because of her help, that just made her want to teach them a little more. Stephanie has not been in school for very long, but she could not wait to see what school would teach her in the future, because a teacher is what she wanted to be. Mr. DiLisi looked at the class with a big smile. He knew they could do any job no matter if they were a girl or boy. The only thing that they'd have to remember when picking a job is to choose one that they really enjoy. Also keep your eyes out for more great stories by Peter Di Lisi, like Hugs. And the first 2 installments of Chico series with Chico and the Challenging Tree and Chico and the Patience of a Banana.